people in New Orleans could probably eat the people's in Nashville's lunch and dinner whenever it comes to music. I'm a little country girl. That's where I got my start, was in storytelling. And I think that I tried to run from that at different points in my life, but I just always end up right back where I started, because God's going to put you where he wants you, you know?
So it would be an honor if you would play whatever your little heart desires.
I'll give you a verse course of Devil's Den. How does that sound?
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Have you ever been to the Devil's Den, where your sins wash down in the water? You'll never find peace of mind stashing away your dollars, so give it a go.
Every now and then you meet somebody who's just got it, that spark that you cannot fake. And I have had the good fortune and pleasure of meeting Miss McKenzie Knapps. I got to visit with her backstage at a Justin Moore concert. She's exactly that. A lot of spark, an amazing, amazing young lady, and y'all are going to get to know her in this episode. She is so down to earth. She's one of the best singers that I know for sure in the state of Louisiana, if not maybe the world. Just being honest. She's got it, and she has it in droves. She's funny. She's easy to talk to. And, man, she can sing.
You can just keep going with this intro. I'm eating.
That's right. That's right. Well, here she is. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Miss McKenzie Knapps.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You're so sweet. I genuinely, it's so nice to come across somebody who not only am I like supporting what you're doing, but like you as a person. The fact, I was explaining to my managers, they were like, "Who is this guy?" I said, "I know his whole family." I know his whole family. And I was like, I met him with his whole family, his wife, his children. They all follow me on Instagram. They comment frequently.
Yes, yes. We're fans.
Look, I know you guys. And at this point, they know you guys because they see you on my media so frequently. And it's so awesome. I love it. Y'all are the sweetest.
That is fantastic. Well, hello, everybody, with McKenzie's media package and all of that behind the scenes. I'm glad that we got approved to be able to have this interview.
Yes.
That is so good. Well, yeah, that was, I guess, about a year ago or a little over a year ago whenever you and I first met. And it was what a night. Joe Nichols, Justin Moore.
Fun. Actually, fun fact, the band that was playing with Joe, so this is kind of like my start into recording country music, kind of ish. I was 18, and I had snuck in the back of a Joe Nichols concert at the Texas Club. All right, so years before, and I was just like trying to network, trying to meet somebody, like trying to play the game. Like, I'm 18, I didn't know what I was doing, so I walked back there, and I was like, "Can I speak to the tour manager?" And this guy comes from around the bus, and he looks at me and he's like, "Sure, maybe I'm him. How can I help you?" And it was actually I think he was playing. I know he was on guitar that night, but he plays like everything. Incredible musician. And his name was Brent Rader, whom is now a decade later, nearly recording my album. He is producing the whole thing. So, but he was Joe's band leader at the time, and he is incredible. But gave me a shot at a young age when I was just figuring myself out, and let me experiment in his studio. And it's just been a really great friendship that is now becoming very fruitful in a lot of ways. So it's great.
Yeah. There we go. Right off the bat, just dropping some nice little nuggets. And that, I mean, it kind of, that leads us into this first segment of the show, which is getting to know you, getting to know McKenzie, and kind of how you got your start, your background, and all of that stuff. So first of all, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, she is a fantastic artist, singer, songwriter. She can do it all. She's beautiful as well, so that doesn't hurt anything either whatsoever. But for those people who are just there's a lot of people who will be discovering you very, very soon. If they don't know you yet, they will know you. We're going to come back. I need a promise right now at the top of this show. You'll come back on Tigs Bits a year from now after the success from this album. Don't forget
100%.
us little people.
100%.
There it is. You got to secure it, folks. You got to secure it early, okay?
He's smart. That's a business move right there, but I respect it because I'd do the same thing.
Exactly. I love that. I love that. So for people that are just discovering you, how would you describe yourself and your sound?
Okay. Myself, my sound, we're going country. I've been told that I kind of have and I love all kinds of music. Let's just get that straight.
Oh yeah, that's apparent on your TikToks and Instagram.
I
and
love
all that.
all kinds of music.
This girl can sing the phone book, though. That's a fact.
Here's the thing, though. I grew up, and I tell this to people all the time. I grew up in Louisiana. Like, do you realize we have the best of damn near every genre? You know, like we have Lainey Wilson, we have Lauren Daigle, we have Lil Wayne, we have Kevin Gates. Like, we have all of this incredible music in this melting pot of a state. Like, genuinely, I even say this, the difference between New Orleans musicians versus the musicians that you find in Nashville is discipline, and it's the need for a paycheck. People who go to Nashville don't play around, all right? People in New Orleans could probably eat the people's in Nashville's lunch and dinner whenever it comes to music, but they just care about getting the check on the weekends. That's all they care about. They just want to go play at the bars, do the thing, and then call it a day, go home. So, you know, it's like they don't have that crazy need for the hustle and to play for the big guys, but man, they are just the best people, like best musicians you're ever going to come across. Insane.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's like, I think growing up there, I think I'll always experiment with a little bit of everything, but at the end of the day, I'm a little country girl. That's where I got my start, was in storytelling. And I think that I tried to run from that at different points in my life, but I just always end up right back where I started because God's going to put you where he wants you, you know?
That's right. That's exactly right. Put you back in your roots. And yeah, totally makes sense. 100%. When did you first realize you could sing?
Whew. I don't ever remember not singing, to be honest.
Really?
I don't. I was singing with a live band by the time I was 8 years old.
Wow.
Won a national TV show. I don't know if you know that about me.
I do know that. I do. A little birdie, as I like to say, and a little research has told me that. And that's my next question, actually, to you, because I had a feeling that was going to come into play.
Yeah, that was a big change for
I would say so. You started young, and for what we're talking about, she was on VH1's I Know My Kid's a Star. And how old were you when that happened?
I was 9 years old, and I was the second to youngest on the show. It was 9 to 13.
Oh wow!
And the girl that was younger than me was like 3 months younger than me, something like that. And so we were like the two babies, and everybody else was like 12, 13. It was nuts. But that was, oh man, I will say this. If I don't do anything else other than like release records in my career, I want a reality show of some sort back in my life. I live for reality. Don't get me wrong. I love the idea of like acting and things like that, but I'm so used to just having a camera in my face. I could care less. I like, you get used to it once the cameras are around for like a week, like you just completely turn them off, if not even before that, to be honest. So like, being I kind of grew up in that setting, I know I'm like, okay, that's where my home is at. I don't care. I have nothing to hide. I've never had anything to hide because I couldn't hide anything since I was 9.
That's true.
You know, so it just works out for me. True. I'm like, let's just put on a little reality show, see what happens. At the end of the day, I think my family and my friends are just out there enough that it can make us a lot of money.
Oh, I think I agree, and I understand. I wish I could go back in time. There's some scenarios that I used to would do that, God, if we had cameras up in some of these workplaces that I've worked, it would have just been hilarious. It was like The Office on steroids.
Oh, I
times
absolutely
50.
believe that. The Office, people are yearning for an Office revival right now, and I just want to actually be like like a reality version of it. Like that's what I need.
Absolutely. Did you see the we'll go off the rails on this show. Did you see, well, I can't remember the name of it, but it's The New Office in a sense. It's on Peacock. It's not that good. I don't think it's that good. Anyhow, I gave it like 3 episodes.
Let's be real. Whenever you are going to, and I think the same thing whenever it comes to music, I hate whenever I see people do covers and you can't show up the cover or completely make it your own. It's the same, like, it's like that was already a hit. So if you're not going to make it like undeniably better, don't do it. Just don't do it. You know?
By the way, your cover of Wasn't for the Win by Ella Langley is just freaking phenomenal.
Thank you. Actually, fun
For real.
fact,
I love that song.
Old friend of mine actually wrote that, which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I met her. Her name is Joy Beth. We like hung out a few times in Nashville, wrote like a little bit of a song together. You know, you have to kind of get in that writer's chemistry, but I think we both really knew, which is why we scheduled to write with each other. I was doing a different kind of music than she was kind of writing at the time, but I was like, I know she's a good writer. She knew I was a good writer. And at least just being in the same room, we were like, we'll just see kind of what happens. And, you know, so we were still in the process of getting to know each other, and then COVID had hit. Which is great. Yeah. But here you go. Here we are 5 years later, and here she has Weren't with the Wind, and she is a regular writer with Ella, which is so crazy. And she's married and living her best life. But yeah, sweet girl. Great writer. Always knew that she would end up with a #1 hit for sure.
That is really, really cool. See?
Oh yeah.
Right. Another story. I just love, I don't know if we'll get to all of the layers that, I don't know if we'll peel them all back tonight. There's no way. We will, not in an hour time, not a chance, but we're going to try. Let's go back though to the VH1 deal, because that's really the question is, where'd you start singing? You must have been singing before then.
A little bit.
How did that all come about though? Like how did you go from being a little girl singing to being on VH1?
It's so weird that we're talking about this right now, because I literally just 2 weeks ago talked with the girl who casted me on I Know My Kid's a Star. Like we've, stayed in touch all these years, and I had no idea really how I got on the show, just because I was a kid and I never really asked. I was just told I was going to audition for this thing and said, okay, cool. This is actually how it came about after talking with her. So she reached out to Britney Spears' vocal coach, whom was also, because she's from Kentwood, Louisiana, right?
Right, sure.
So she reached out to this person who she knew had trained her long time before. And from there was like, do you have any suggestions on people? He said, well, there's this little girl, she can really sing, her name's McKenzie, and her mom is my mom was Miss Louisiana in 1993.
Was she? Okay.
Yeah, she was.
I believe that. I've seen your mom. I believe it.
She's a pretty woman, inside and out. But I'll tell you this much: she is the most tomboy Miss Louisiana you'll ever meet in your life.
Well, I also have seen I've seen y'all on the side by side in the woods, having fun, date nights, all that stuff. Yeah, for sure. I love that. She's a Louisiana girl.
Through and through. Yeah. Look, she is our team name on the show was the Bayou Beauties. So
there you go.
That's what we went after. So, but she, so basically, the lady, Miss Rita, she had ended up reaching out to Bob Westbrook, and Bob had suggested me. And before you know it, we submitted a video that went from 10,000 videos submitted to now we're in the top 5,000 to the top 1,000 to the top 100, and then flown out to LA in the top 20. Terrible situation, by the way. Whenever you are in and this is with a lot of reality shows, whenever you are in the top, let's say the top 10 goes on the TV show. This is what happened with us. They flew the top 20 out there, see us in person, then decide from there if it's going to work or not. And then 10 of those people go home before the show even starts. However, in that time period of them selecting, which is normally about a week to 2 weeks, you are completely confined to a hotel and not allowed to leave. We now stay in really nice hotels when we go anywhere. But specifically my mom, because she has like major claustrophobia from it now. She's like, I will not stay in no tiny little hotel. We were hanging out the window waving at strangers because we were going so crazy. It was insane. So, but from there,
Wow.
it's just dwindled down. And then we ended up on the TV show, no experience with anything. That was another thing. We didn't even know. We thought it was just a music show for me. My mom didn't know she had to be in it. And then it turns into a music manager show. And then it turns into, actually, you're just managing your child. It's about the brand. It's about acting. It's about music. It's about everything. And we had no idea what we were doing, and we won. So that's good.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. And then from what I've read, you had the opportunity to continue to live out in LA or go that route. But you made the decision to come back home at a young age too. Like that was a big decision, because I know if I would have been in that position like you as a kid, I would have been like, we're gonna rock and roll and keep going. I want to live in LA now, like. So what? How'd you make that decision?
Say that. So many people say that. Like, you're not the first. And I will say this. I think I was more mature as a preteen teenager than I was in my early 20s to be making some decisions that I was versus did, But I was very spiritually connected ever since I was a little girl. And I'd like to think that I still am, but that childlike faith that people talk about. And I remember being like, I grew up Catholic, so which I'm still Catholic, but like as a child, it was, for me, I remember very, very specifically, I was at church, and I don't know if you know how this works, but like the Eucharist and all that, when you bless the Eucharist, that's like the most important part of Mass, all right, for like Southerners, all right. With that said, as this is going on, you don't talk. You will get slapped.
Right? I got a feeling McKenzie had a little problem not talking, as someone who can relate.
Yeah, I just, here's the thing, and I'm cool with talking. We can talk about Jesus. That sounds great, but we gonna talk about it. That's just for me. My mom, man, I'll still remember this day though. I was kneeling down, it's the middle of Eucharist, and I'm like, Mom, like trying to get her attention. And she looked at me with like daggers and was like, what?
Yeah.
What? And I said, God doesn't want me in LA anymore. And just spit that out in church. And I was 12 years old, and I just knew, because I had an opportunity to audition for, basically to go straight to the execs and audition for Austin and Ally, which is a pretty big Disney show. And I knew, because it was music oriented, I had already kind of had a little bit of a following, and I just had this gut feeling like, look, if you audition for this, you're gonna get it, and that's gonna be your life. And I remember thinking, because my brother plays travel baseball at the time, or he played travel baseball at the time. My dad, he works at a plant, and my parents were very big on, like, even though I was such this busy kid and going, they were never going to choose children. But the one thing I saw that they would put before their marriage would be their kids, unintentionally. And I just remember that just not being fair, in my opinion. I knew my dad was going to be back here with my brother. I would be in LA. And that just wasn't for me. Not to mention, I wanted music more than I wanted acting. And I wanted the TV thing in that way. I wanted to be a songwriter. And from there, after I turned that down, decided to kind of take the normal kid route, switch to public school. Lord knows that taught me what the world was like. Yeah. So, I think around that time is whenever I started really digging into writing music, and it all started to kind of make sense, where I was like, this is the path that God wants me on. And I'm not going to sit here and say I haven't questioned, oh, did you do the right thing or whatever? Because at the same time, there's this pressure on women to make it when they're young, and to be hot, and to be sexy, and to be marketable, and you can't age. So I've definitely gotten to the point where it's like, should I have just done it whenever I was a child and had the opportunity to? And it's like, yeah, and what? Be exploited and be told who to be? And I always go back to that, and I'm like, nobody's telling me who to be now. I'm a grown woman. you
That's
know?
right.
So it's just different, I think, whenever you shift your perspective on it. But I've asked myself those questions occasionally of just like, should I have done it? And then I think back and I'm like, you did not sell out. And that is one thing that I will always be able to say. And
Oh
I think
yeah,
that means the world to me. I
100%.
think it'll mean the world to other people eventually.
Oh, 100% it will. I mean, that's where your authenticity comes from. It wasn't a parent that made that decision for you. You made that decision. You know what I mean? And you may, you can't question it. I wouldn't question it at this point because, I mean, I understand why you would. I would too. That's just human nature. You're always going to think, well, what if? But had
Right,
you done
right.
that, you and I wouldn't be sitting here talking. I guarantee it. It would not
Yeah.
happen. I would not have met you at Justin Moore. I would not have
No, and
met you
I
there, you know?
have, whenever I tell you, and I think people don't get this, I have an incredible group of family and friends, but now also a team around me. You
Yeah.
don't want to bunk with someone you don't like on a bus.
I
Period.
guess not. Yeah.
Period. I'm so happy to be in a position where I'm like, me and my friends are chasing my dreams. We're chasing our dreams, you know? And it's like
Yes.
moving up is a party. It's not this constant hassle of like, I don't even like this person. You know? And you often end up with that with our industry, unfortunately. It's very lonely.
Right. Yep.
It's very
Absolutely
lonely.
you do.
Like
And
you are on
yeah.
stage in front of all these people who are just constantly, you know, screaming at you and they think that you're the world. And you go sit on a bus in complete silence and no
Right.
one's there
It's
for you.
like
Everybody wants something from you. That's the
right.
reality of making it, unfortunately. And it takes being a really strong person to make it. I really think that this industry, it's so glamorized and it is not all that glamorous. I promise. You know, it takes a
No, well,
strong
and
person.
I it just having JR co-host a show with me and him with being Justin Moore's tour manager. I'm no longer just over the years of knowing that I no longer have. I don't see it the same way I did 5 or 10 years ago, where I thought
Yeah.
everybody just rocked out. It was just a crazy party backstage and all of that. I realized, especially that night, because I haven't been backstage that much, but it was that night that I realized, like, a lot of it was because of talking to you, but I'm just like, there's just normal. These are just normal people. They're no different than you and me.
Yeah.
They just made it. They had a hit song or whatever it was,
People
or
put on
is.
their pants and take them off the same way as everybody else.
Same
We
exact
all
way.
zip our pants the same. I
That's
just,
right.
and you know, there is a certain level of, I think, contentment that you can see in people who are industry plants versus people who really, really, really made it. Because whenever it's people who have really put in the work and really made it, whenever I tell you they've got nothing to prove to anyone in a room, they come across like the most normal individual. It's the same concept of just like seeing somebody who is low class versus medium class versus upper class. The guy with like who's the richest of the rich, he's wearing like Walmart flip flops, you know?
Right.
But
Exactly.
it's like
Yes.
that in a personality that you can kind of see. It's just these people who they're like, you know what? I was doing this and I was either going to make it or I was going to die doing it, but didn't make it and it was going to be what it was. You
That's
know?
exactly right.
Like that's the kind of people that we were around that day too. It was just people who just digging into the art of it and being
Yeah.
happy where they were and happened to just be a really successful night and a lot of successful people there, which was great.
Yeah. Absolutely. It totally was. Were you when did you first start writing songs? And let me ask a second question. What was your first song? Because I know you know.
Okay. So started writing songs when I was like 9.
Okay.
Um, I remember my first like full completed song that like I could cut was this song called That's My Man. Um, but there actually is a song I wrote when I was 12 that's going to be on my album. And no
Oh,
changes.
really?
Yes,
No
no changes.
changes?
No changes. My
Oh, I love
managers
that.
are like you know, they were talking to me. They were like, just make sure you reassess the lyricism. And I literally told them, I was like, I'm content with it just as it is, just to be able to say that this is who I was at this time of my life,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And really, oh,
What
that
happened?
was weird. Oh, okay. That must be my dad taking out the trash. That scared me.
What
Sorry.
happened? A noise?
Sorry. Yeah, I heard like a bang and I was like, what's going on? Like I'm in our little storage room, so that freaked me out. Anyway, sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're fine.
But yes, whenever I was 12, that was, well, I wrote Boots, which that'll be on the record. And
Okay.
whenever I was 10, that was my first song that I can like remember finishing all the way through. But like really started digging into lyrics and I was like 8 or 9 and I got with a band and realized like, oh, well, if he can write a guitar line, I guess I could put something to it. You know?
That's unbelievable because that's a God-given ability. That isn't like I wish I could write songs. You know, but I can't. And I love music. I'm a music nut. I just absolutely love it and I have just a massive appreciation for singer-songwriters like you don't even know. I just think it's the coolest thing in the world. Just like you said, a plant, especially in country music, they can find a good-looking guy or a good-looking girl and they can give that person the song. But when it comes like a Lainey Wilson, you know, when it comes from the heart, and I'm sure she has some songs written for her too, you get to a point where that happens. But like
Right.
her passion shines through and it has for a long time. You can't fake that. She earned it. She earned where she has gotten
I love
to.
that woman too. I love that woman. Actually, there is a line from a recent interview of hers, and I was like, I've never related to this woman more. Somebody asked her, I think it was Jimmy Fallon, had asked her, so what did you write about when you were 10? And she's like, tequila and cigarettes. I'm like, geez, that's so good. That's so good.
That's hilarious.
I have another song that I wrote whenever I was 14 that's also going to be on the record, and it's called Virgin Budweiser.
That's fantastic. See?
Like, genuinely, I can't wait to figure out how to hang out with that girl. I really can't, because I literally look up to her like an older sister. Like, I just think that she is just pure class, but like also like that lady runs her crap, and I just know it.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's no doubt. No
I just
doubt
know
about
it.
it. But she seems very approachable and what you see is what you get. JR knows her and has said that yeah, she's amazing. Like what you see is what you get. She's funny and she's
Yep.
can sing, she can do it. So there isn't anything she can't do.
She's the kind of person who I really think, whenever it really comes down to the nitty gritty, and this is why I think she runs her stuff, she carries herself with an element of class and like she is approachable and fun and funky and spunky. At the end of the day, can you imagine Lainey Wilson being mad at you? Holy crap.
I
I think
wouldn't
I
want her
would
to get
crap my
mad at me.
pants.
She'd whip your butt.
Yes, you would.
I
Yes,
know
you
she
would. I know without a doubt in my mind, I know that woman, I'm like, if you step on her toes, there's just an element to her that I'm like, that she's Louisiana. You could tell.
Oh yeah,
You could tell.
100%. She could turn it if she needed to. She absolutely could.
Oh,
Guarantee
yeah.
it.
I really am like, you never pushed for this with people because people have different lifestyles and dreams and whatever it might be. But I really would love to see her become a mom at some point because she's kind of like a Dolly in the way of, I feel like she's such a mother to people in country music. She's like the big
Right.
sis, and it's like one day whenever if she so chooses to enter that part of her life, I think that that'll be such a just awesome thing to witness because I feel like family is a big thing that was
Yes.
once promoted so heavily in country music and like now not so much anymore. Kind of just like our generation has just put it off, and I'll be honest, I'm one of them. I'm terrified to have children, so it's like I get where that comes from. I get where it comes
Yeah,
from,
you're
but
just not there yet.
I just no, and I'm not, and I think I will be one day. But like seeing Lainey Wilson, I'm just like I just want her to excel at everything in life. Like if she wants
Yes.
to tour for 10 years and then take the next 10 off so she can like raise children, homeschool them, and make bread, I'd support it. I just love this woman.
100%. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, she's obviously a current influence for you growing up here in Louisiana. Who are some others? You mentioned some folks, but like who were your biggest influences when you were 9 years old, 8 or 9 years old? Like, what was it you were jamming back then that, like, I want to be like her or him?
Elvis Presley through and through, baby. That was my obsession. All right. His face was my bedspread. So when I was 9, I told people I slept with him every night.
That's great.
I loved him. I actually look, and if I was inside, I'd go grab it and pull it out. I have a custom made Elvis costume that I wore on
What?
stage when I was 8 years old. I love
That's
him.
amazing.
I love him. I
Yeah,
would do
I would
all of
say
his
you
dance
did.
moves and all that on stage. Like
Did
he
this come from your mom or
awesome.
dad? Were they like super fans of Elvis, or you just found
No.
Elvis when you were young and that just became your guy?
Yeah, that was a total me thing, honestly. I just
That's
found,
cool.
I don't even know how I found Elvis. I have no idea. I know my uncle really likes him, but like I have no idea. That's so interesting.
Amazing. My brother-in-law, huge Elvis guy. I love Elvis too.
He's great.
Elvis has been a part of my entire life, you know. I mean, as he has been yours too, but I mean, I've been listening to Elvis since I could remember hearing music.
He's just a big reason I loved him is because like aside from country music, where my voice sits best is rock and roll and soul. That is
I
just
believe that.
where, and look at Elvis. Like, that is
Yeah.
what he did. Came up, country music, known for the king of rock and roll, and he was known for his soul because of the kind of music and artists he surrounded himself with. You know, he was just incredible. And I loved him. I absolutely, I love what he did for his time. He was that first person who we really saw who was just like doing everything. He
Yeah,
did all
very
kinds
true.
of music and he definitely said F the patriarchy. And, you know, with
For
his
sure.
dancing and everything that he did, and he just changed the industry. And there's not really a lot of people who you can say them and them alone changed the music industry, you know?
Very true. I mean, you've got Elvis and then Led Zeppelin in a sense. If I mean not just talk, if we're just talking individuals, you have Elvis, then you don't have anybody really until Michael Jackson.
I was about to
You
say, you
know,
have
as
Michael
far as
Jackson, you
like
do have Whitney. Whitney Houston changed a
Whitney
lot.
Houston.
Um,
Yep.
you know, and it is sad that I feel like that's always the common denominator. And that would be something that like, you know, God willing, I would love to be able to obviously get to a place where I change the music industry. I think I have songs that could do that. They're just, you have to be tactful with them because people, you can't just get them to digest everything at once, you know?
Yeah.
There is a handful of songs that I have, and it would probably be like 3 records in. I would decide to throw it on. That I'm like, that could change the industry. The thing about it that really breaks my heart is I feel like not all of them, you got your dollies every now and then, but a lot of those people who, them and them alone, have stood the test of time to change the music industry, but also not like die, is slim to none.
Right. Yeah.
Is slim to none. Because like mental
Yeah.
health is, and I think that people don't understand this. Mental health obviously coincides a lot with your physical health, but people always say, oh, mental health in the music industry, mental health, mental health, mental health. Let's talk about the lack of physical health in the music world. People are on the pills, trying to stay awake, trying to go to sleep, whatever it might be. So they're doing all this stuff. 9 times out of 10, they're drinking. They will never get a normal night's sleep. You know, it's just a lot. And that would be my
Tough.
biggest thing is like, because I'm low key a little hippie the way that I live my life, try to take care of myself. Like, you know, I just go into vocal therapy, in a sauna regularly, like really trying to take care of myself. I really hope that I could be be an artist that could change everything, but also like be prepared to endure. Like, and I'm just gonna
Right.
leave it at that, to endure. Period. anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's like, you know, you see those artists and it's like, you really wonder where they were at. Now, I wonder if they even got the chance to know that they changed the world, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I heard, I've been listening to the audiobook, Last Rites. It's Ozzy Osbourne's last book. And it's a wild story, but I think you'll relate to this. You haven't done this, and I'm not labeling you with Ozzy, but
No, it's
Ozzy
okay.
was
I
talking
actually, I love
about,
him. So we'll just keep going.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I figured you did, but
I do.
He was talking about, I think this was like in 2013 or somewhere in there. You know, he's getting older at this point and still doing his deal. But every night they have some kind of there's drops for singers. You may know what I'm talking about, that it'll help with swelling in the throat or whatever. He named it a bunch of times in this thing, but I can't remember the name. I've never heard of it. But bottom line is you're supposed to like maybe have 1 or 2 drops a week or something. Well, you know, Ozzy is
yeah.
Oh yeah, an addict in anything that he would do. And these things don't get you high or anything. It's a steroid that will help inflammation in your throat, so he could keep singing. Well, he's just dropping them and dropping them and dropping them, and finally he got some kind of he said that he would bite his fingernails a lot, and he got some kind of a bacterial infection, and then it got worse and worse, and he basically got staph infection and almost died because those drops, they make you have no immune system whenever you take them, apparently. So he was just killing himself with these, whatever they are.
I knew he had
I don't know why I just brought that up. It's crazy.
I watched his documentary. I haven't quite finished it, actually. I started it a few days ago. But watched the documentary, and they had talked about how his like health rapidly declined after that.
Yeah, it's a crazy book. You can listen to the audiobook on Spotify, and which the guy who narrates it is just amazing. It's like listening to what I think Ozzy probably sounded like in 1962 before drugs and everything else.
Yeah.
When you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it sounds exactly like the guy speaking. He sounds like Ozzy, and then he'll be like, man, I mean, it's just the way it was, man. He even says that as he's reading. I'm like, holy cow, this is Ozzy. This is Ozzy. It's obviously his words. The sentences are Ozzy. It's just great. I don't know. That's a randomness for this show. But
I know. I absolutely like, okay, so my favorite thing is like, I don't know if have you watched this documentary that's on, I think it's on Hulu?
I haven't. I have not. I haven't seen it yet, but I know what I'm going to do when we get done with this.
You have to go watch it. The beginning is Sharon talking to the cameraman. They started it years ago. And it's her talking to the cameraman, just roasting her husband. Poor Ozzy, who is like passed out on the couch behind her. And she's like, he just does this every day. And he's just, I mean, what a mess, you know?
You sound just like her. Good job.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. But I loved it. I was like, that's how you open his documentary, is his wife just roasting him. Like, and that was always Sharon and Ozzy. Everyone loved them for it, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, that it fits them. And if you listen to this audiobook, well, she has the right to do that. He deserves it.
Oh yeah, we all know.
He's a rascal.
We all know Sharon put up with so much.
Good Lord, did she?
Hey, it's part of the rock world, you know? It's part of the rock world.
I want to hear you do a cover song, an Ozzy cover song at some point in time. I mean, I definitely know Mama, I'm Coming Home. Oh, you do Crazy Train?
We were talking about just throwing it in my set recently, because it's something that, like, even if I'm at a country show, people are going to know that song, you know?
Everybody knows it, especially now. You need to do that. You absolutely need to do that.
And
McKenzie Train.
I love rock. I love rock. Okay, so it's
you have a voice that I could 1,000,000% hear you doing rock.
You remember that? You remember that
Oh, I will, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I was about to say, look, I be testing the waters with everything that I do. It just is what it is. I
Good.
never want to feel the second. Here's the thing. I will always say I'm a little country girl, but the second that I feel like in a box, or I'm like put in a box, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yep.
Don't put me in. Like,
I'm out of here. Bye.
Yeah, and look, I'm all for give the people what they want, be authentic in doing what you're going to do. I am making a country record right now. So what am I doing? I'm hiring Nashville musicians who play at the Grand Ole
Yeah.
Opry. I'm going OG. We're doing it the right way, right?
As you should.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm like, I'm not going in LA. Actually, I was in LA starting to work on a country record, and I said, scratch that. I need to be in Nashville because this ain't right. You know? So when I'm making the kind of music I'm going to make, I'm going to be true to it, and I'm going to do it right. I will find the right people. Somebody else who actually I highly, highly respect, because everything that they've done from an etiquette standpoint, they have done it incredibly, is Post Malone. Post Malone, he started in rap. He hit the kind of like rock scene, got Ozzy Osbourne on a record, which, by the way, when they asked him to do that record, Ozzy was not doing well. That was
not at all.
An olive branch, in my opinion. I think that was just such a great thing, that God's timing, but also just like bless Post Malone for just being that artist.
And sweet, and Sharon was a lot behind that. He talks about that in that book.
Right. Yeah, you're right. I'm pretty sure his kids were too. That they were all very worried about him.
They wanted. He needed to get out of the house and get back to being Ozzy as best he could. It was kind of like their last push.
Music's the ultimate drug. And for somebody who is an addict, I can imagine that he had to have that, because I feel that way. And I don't have an addictive personality. So, you know, it's like seeing what he went through. It's like, I cannot imagine. He must have just felt completely out of his skin, to be honest.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I think jumping back into that, though, it's like you see Post Malone, who went from rap to doing a little bit in the rock world and experimenting with those people too, when he decided to go country and become a dad. All right, which genius, by the way, genius. You become a dad and then you're in country music. So it goes right into that. But he's hiring real Nashville musicians.
Absolutely.
He's not playing around, and that man
he's not.
knows his craft. I love him. And that's why he's respected in that town right now. Even if you don't think his music and country is like, you know, your exact taste, I don't care what you think of it. At the end of the day, people in Nashville respect him because he's playing the game the right way. He's smart.
Oh, he's super smart, and he's just so freaking talented. My favorite, he's just unbelievable. My favorite thing that I've seen him do yet, and I love the country album, but whenever COVID happened and he just did that whole Nirvana set. He just did a whole Zoom thing of Nirvana. It was unfreaking believable. Like, oh my God, what can he do?
Have you seen, I have to send you this if you haven't. Have you seen the Post Malone song, like before he made it? And it's
I have.
Really crappy music video.
It's terrible.
For me, I look at that and I was like, and he has a personality. What a king. What a king.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Look, he came from that
never been afraid
to where he's at now. No.
Yeah. Like, you don't release that kind of stuff. I think the same thing about like Doja Cat. I'm like, she released her stupid song that was like moo moo, whatever. She released this really dumb song. And then she's like obviously super famous now, super talented. You want to know why she was okay with releasing that? Because she was never scared she wasn't going to make it.
Right. Ever. Exactly.
You know? It's like the same thing on Post Malone. He's like, I can do this because I'm awesome.
Pretty much.
So
exactly. You got to have that confidence. You got to have that confidence built into you. You have it. It resonates. I know you've got it. You believe in yourself, as you should. As you should.
I definitely look, and I have my days as a woman where I'm like, okay, like this has got to hurry up for me, ticking time bomb. And then I realize, like, it's not my plan. It's God's plan, you know?
Right.
So it's like, even in those moments though, I have always said this, and I don't mean it in a way to toot my own horn. I mean it in a way to say, I know I have a God-given gift, and I know I work my ass off. So let's put those two together when I say this and realize I have said, if I don't make it, well, I should have. And I say that all the time. And so, you know, and that's just at the end of the day, I mean, that's what you have to tell yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then nobody else will.
That's right.
And I think the same
Absolutely.
thing whenever it comes to your money. I don't know if you know this. I'm funding my own record right now.
I did not. I did not know. I wanted to. Let's talk about this record. This is a good time to start to talk about it. So no, I did not know. You're the bank.
Right now.
You believing in yourself, girl. That's what I'm talking about.
We have a little proposal that we're putting together for a few people, to try to get some financial backing. But at the end of the day, it was more important for me to own my masters in my publishing and get things rolling. And I recognize, like, talking to investors or labels or whatever it may be, if you don't have a product, then you don't have anything to talk about, right?
Right.
So I was like, well, sounds like we need to put together a product and a package and do the whole thing. And with that said, and this is for any artist that would be watching this or just entrepreneur, period, putting money where your mouth is so important, because I can say I believe in myself, but I can show I believe in myself whenever I can say, yeah, I've worked as a bartender and like worked for years making margaritas. All right. Humbling place to be. By the way.
Right.
But doing all of that, all to put thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of my own behind a record, because I believe in it that much. So it would be nothing for me. That's all my money, hard earned, right? So it's like, it's nothing to some billionaire investor who it's a penny in the bank for, but they just wanted to see that I believe that much in myself. Because they're still not bad investors. They're going to be smart. They want to know that whatever they're going to invest in is going to work.
That's correct. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's just part of it. It's like, you got to put your money where your mouth is, and is what it is. So
I love that. So you recorded this album. Let's talk a little bit about it. So I know I know that you've spent some time in Nashville. Let's talk about that first. So what took you up to Nashville originally?
Well, so I wrote Devil's Den, which is the song that's coming out, by the way, on the 31st. And it was about just like getting out and leaving and traveling and going. And at that point I was like 16, and I was like, I just knew I'd been traveling back and forth to Nashville since I was 14. And I just knew I wasn't going to be able to stay here, or at least not be confined to here. Mm-hmm. And from there, I was 18 whenever I graduated, and I was like, I'm going to save money and I'm getting out of here. And I had no plan other than I was like, I'm just going to go to Nashville and I'm going to meet a record person and I'm going to be famous.
Right.
Which, that's not how it works. No. But I was going to figure that out for myself because I'm hard-headed. So,
understood.
Oh, yeah. So basically decided I was going to start saving money. Got out there by the time I was 20. Spent 2.5 years there. Started working with some people in Los Angeles after I had spent all that time in Nashville. And realized I couldn't afford rent in Nashville and also flights to LA. So I moved back home and was going to just be traveling to LA back and forth. And COVID hit a month after I moved back home. With that said, there are people who still think I live there, dude.
That live in Nashville or live in LA?
That I live in Nashville. There are still people that think I live in Nashville. And this is kind of what I want people to take from that. I love that city. I will always be traveling up there from work. If I need to be there, I can be there tomorrow if I need to, at the drop of a hat. I am willing to play the game. I spend a lot of time there. But from a creative standpoint, it makes more sense for me to be here. I realize that everybody is such in a hustle culture in Nashville. They don't really notice what you're doing unless you're in their face and you're successful. Yeah. It just is what it is. So if you can play the game the same way that everybody else can, but you can come home, be creative, actually be making some sort of an income, building a fan base, that's what you need to do. People say all the time, they're like, go network in Nashville, but build your fan base from your home base out. Because nobody's really your fans in Nashville. People are networking. People aren't your fans.
100%. Yeah, totally.
So it's just different. You get your support from here. And that just is what it is. You get your support from home. So
that's right.
But I'm still back and forth. I mean, I still play the game, and I would probably like to have some sort of a space up there at some point. But right now, I'm like, I got friends. I'll crash if I gotta crash.
100%. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Totally. And I know that they love it when you come up there. It's like
most of the time, unless I'm like, on my late night out because I'm playing schedule, then I'm like, well, can't do the ones with kids.
I get it. I get it. So let's talk about this album, McKenzie. When can people expect it? Are you going to just slow drop songs?
We
Slow
are.
roll
We're
it?
gonna. It's gonna be a good amount of singles. And then so right now, I think we're gonna have 5 or 6 singles, and they'll all be out over the course of every like 6 to 8 weeks. So we'll have Devil's Den come out, and then I know we have another song coming out around Christmas ish.
Okay. Okay.
And then we'll have another song after that around the next 6 to 8 weeks. So probably the whole record at this point will probably be out at like around spring, give or take.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
that's kind of what we're thinking. But we're already
That gives
working on
everybody
album
stuff to
number
look
2,
forward
so.
to.
Yeah, it's
That,
like
you
it's
know,
crazy.
I find it interesting that is the way it's not just you. That's the way a lot of artists are dropping things these days. You know, they're just
'cause
they
you don't wanna
slow
waste
roll.
content.
They'll drop a single or two, and then all of a sudden it's like, here's the whole album. It's like, wait, what? Okay, awesome. Yes.
Yeah. It's always it's a slow burn now, because at the end of the day, you don't want to waste what you have, especially whenever you're putting your music, together alone. Like it's just
Right.
me funding this. I'm not gonna waste a good song. There are billions of people on the internet that have not seen my music, right? So whenever you ask me while I'm posting it 5 times a day, it's because I know that there are billions of people on the internet who have yet to hear it, even if you've heard it 100 times.
Right.
And that's kind of how you have to
100%.
treat it. So that's why people are kind of just beating a dead horse whenever it comes to their music. But at the end of the day, it's what works. It is what works. Unless you're a major artist, you can't drop a whole record and it not get lost in everything. Back in the day, you used to have the Nirvana that wouldn't release a song for, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years. And then whenever they would finally drop an album, it sells out. As an artist now, you can't do that. Like, I think an example of somebody who I think that's coming up that, do you know who Olivia Dean is?
I've heard the name. I'm not real familiar with
Oh,
the
you would
music.
love her music.
Okay.
You'd love her music. Already gave you the time and place. She's so good.
Okay.
But she's one whom she's like, everybody loves her right now. She just did her show at ACL. Like, she's killing it. But if she were to have this record come out and not release songs for another 3 years, that fan base would be cut in half, because people are just so ADHD, and just like, we are constantly consuming is what we are.
True.
So it's like, you can't expect music to hang on as long as it used to. It's just not the same, which kind of breaks my heart. But at the same time, it really does put the pressure on your creatives to be like, hey man, like, let's be sustainable here. If you're going to be a good artist, then, it's like, we have people who are a single here and a single there. I'll put it this way. I think we had a lot of I'd say we had more really great artists, but now those artists that make it and actually are sustainable, they are absolutely incredible writers who are also very human. We have a different version of what we view as success now, and it kind of comes in between, rather than this mystery that you used to kind of have around artists like Michael Jackson and Dolly Parton. There's no mystery anymore. There's no mystery. People know what your bedroom looks like because you post it on TikTok now.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a different thing that people want. So I don't know. I think with a strategy of trying to release and having such an old soul, we'll see how it plays out. It's definitely been very strategic in how we're trying to release this record, because of how quickly the music industry has changed and is changing,
Have you written any songs for any other artists yet, or would you? Or are you going to hold on to those puppies for yourself for now?
I will only pitch those songs when my name makes me the money it deserves. Let's put it that way.
Makes sense. Yeah,
I think
that's smart.
Yeah, like, at the end of the day, I'm not giving you a number one song that I know is a number one song until I I know that I'm going to get, right now, I think somebody would either try to pay me out or put me in a stupid publishing deal where I'm making $3,000 a month and you're owning everything that I write. I think not.
Where you could have been a millionaire if you would have just held on to it, kind of
Yeah.
deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I
So
think
like
that's
until
smart.
people are like, I want that name or I want that song because McKenzie wrote it, then I'll be
Yes.
like, oh, okay, sure. But until then, that's all in my catalog to say I have all these songs. We can pick any of them for any record. I have enough music right now for like 6 albums just for
Wow.
myself.
I was
And
going to
outside
ask
of the
that.
songs that I would pitch to other people,
That's amazing.
So I'm really at a place where I'm like, well, I'm just gonna hold on, have this massive list of songs, and hopefully one day I'll just dangle it in front of a label's face. That's
That's
the
right.
goal.
You have a catalog. Literally, you have a catalog. You should go in like with a Coach O like binder into Nashville and be like, "Look, but you can't open it, but they're in here."
So funny. That's funny because my managers and we had a little mini series we did for like just a little bit on TikTok. Wasn't anything special, but they were like, you need a series just called The Binders because I have
Really?
binders that are, I have like
I
six
didn't
that are
know that.
thick. It's
That's
insane.
funny.
It's
I
insane.
love
But
it.
yes, that is truly me. I would honestly, I think if I were to do anything and to walk into a label in Nashville, if I'd have to see if I really had the guts to do it, but like I would really like to just put my songs on a Dead Sea Scroll. I just like hand it
Of
over.
course. Well,
And you can
tell.
sign right here.
That's it. Right here on the Dead Sea Scrolls, the other half of it that hasn't been lost.
Yeah, you can go find it across the room.
That's right. Tell everybody about your new single, anyways, because it is fantastic. I played it. My son Riley, who you met, he hadn't heard it yet. Haley loves it. Tammy loves it. I love it. I've listened to it a million times. And then Riley was like, "Who are you having on?" I was explaining. I said, "You don't remember meeting her backstage? We talked to her like the whole night." And he's like, "No." Okay, he's a 13-year-old boy. You know how that goes.
I was about to say, that's a boy. That is a boy.
Yes, that's a 13-year-old boy. He's more worried about 6'7" and all of that shit. But anyhow, he's all into that.
Hey,
but,
can you tell him?
But he loved it.
I don't know if he'll know this, but just like tell him Mackenzie's in group 7.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means, but I'll tell him right when we're done.
And if he does it, that's even better. Even better.
Perfect. That's funny. But he heard it today when we were coming home. We were jamming it, and he loved it. He was like, "Aww. She's going to be on your show?" And I went, "Yeah, of course she is. She's awesome." So tell us about that song. How did that come about? When did you write? And now knowing what all we've talked about, when did you write that song originally?
Yeah, right. I actually wrote that one like 3 years ago.
Okay.
I was watching the Dolly Parton documentary, and so I don't know if you know this, whenever she got married, she was 19 and lied to her label for a year because they did not want her to be married. They thought
Really?
they thought a man was going to hold her back. So she got married and was successful, traveled, did her thing, was with the label for a year, and basically whipped that guy out like a giant middle finger and said, "We've been married for a year. You can kiss my butt."
I love that.
So she's always just like done what she's wanted to do. I mean, the big hair, the boobs, and she's proud of who she is. And
as she should be.
As she should be. She actually told her mama that there was this lady who she just thought was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And she was kind of like the town tramp. All right. And her mom would say, "Oh, she's just trash. She's just trash." And Dolly Parton had basically said, "Well, I thought I might just want to look like trash." She's just she's just a golden person. Like an anomaly of a human being as well. But I remember watching her documentary and saying, because I've obviously made a lot of against the grain decisions, whether it was something that you think you could really get behind or not. So, Just tough decisions in my life, from walking away from LA whenever everybody thought I was crazy, from, dabbling in certain kinds of music, or even in my personal life, dating and friends and all of those things. I've always kind of done things my own way and had to learn a lot for myself, unfortunately, but it's so my fans don't have to, right? They can just listen
That's
to
right.
music.
It was all the groundwork. You were just laying groundwork for
I was
now.
laying the groundwork. That's exactly what I was doing. And I wrote anyways because I was like, man, you know what? Dolly's always wanted to do, or done what she's wanted to do without any, just much thought into it at all. She's just kind of done it and it's worked for her. And that's kind of how it's been for me as well, is I'm like, I do things anyways, and it doesn't always work out, but sometimes it does. And it's pretty awesome whenever it does, and it's a unique way to be.
Now that you say that, I mean, like, I can hear the Dolly influence in that song. I'd never put that together, but it kind of has that, I guess, bright and happy, but a little bit heavy, but bright and happy. Like you're doing it with a smile, if that makes sense.
Yes, it always. That was my biggest, just the way that Dolly is she can take something that is so deep and so poetic and bring a certain amount of relatability and joy to it, and she's just a lyricist. That is how I relate to Dolly the most, is her storytelling through and through.
Yeah,
so
for
she's
sure.
just incredible, but that's where that came from.
That's really cool. See, that you never know. You never know. We're going to turn away from music for just a second, in a sense, not really.
Okay.
We're gonna stay on the theme, but we're Louisiana people, and on this show we talk a lot about food and culture and all of that stuff.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten dinner
Yes.
yet, so let's go.
Me either. So our goal is here whenever we wrap this up, when it will go for as long as we want. But I'm eating dinner after this, and we're going to both be hungry when we're done. So when you're not on stage, what is your favorite hometown spot to eat?
Oh, hometown spot. You know what's bad is it's not. My mom normally brings it home, and I need to ask her. I will not butcher this. It's a place that she gets our boudin from, because boudin is my favorite food of all time.
Is it really? Okay.
Yes, I love that, and fried squirrel. Those are my two favorites.
Yeah, it is, with biscuits and gravy.
I like my biscuits and gravy, but I'm a big I'm a big carnivore girl. Like, really.
Are you? Okay, good.
Yes.
I like that.
Even like the boudin stuff, like just give me some good old venison with the peppers and all the spices and a little bit of rice in there. Oh, perfect. Perfect. But yes, that's those are probably my two like favorite things, but I'm trying to think of a favorite spot that I like to go. Whenever I go out, okay, I will say this. This is going to be a little surprising. I don't go to southern Louisiana places because my mama's going to cook that for me.
Correct. No, I get that.
Right.
I totally get that. Yeah.
I did not have sushi until I was like 18 because my parents only cook southern food. Mm-hmm. So I never really got to experiment really with like Asian food, or we're big home cookers. We never really ate out a ton,
Yeah.
So with that said, like my favorite spot is I really like Tsunami. I love geisha in denim. That is some high class sushi for no reason. It's in Livingston Parish.
But it's good.
It is so good. And it also too, it's great because my boyfriend, he hates sushi, but he just gets the steak filet mignon roll and we're settled. We're okay.
There you go.
That's not even a roll, but we won't tell him that.
No, we don't let him know. My daughter, she just turned 22, and that's where she wanted to go for. Was Sushi Yama. Like, sushi is her jam. Her and her little boyfriend, they go. That's like $29.99 or whatever, all you can eat, and so that's what we did. So I get it. I didn't have sushi. I don't think I ever had sushi until Man, I think I was like 27 or 28 before I ever had, like, I've only had sushi in the last 20 years of my life, basically.
Yeah,
And I'm
sushi.
like, what have I missed? How did I miss this?
Because
But
we're in the South. That's why.
yeah,
We're in the
exactly.
South. It's all, like, look, everybody talks so highly about our food down here, and don't get me wrong, it's jamming. It's great food.
For
But what
sure.
people don't talk about is how it makes you feel. And that
Mm.
answer is like butt.
That is correct.
You
Yes.
feel awful, awful
Awful.
after you eat
Hmm.
our food down here. Like, I'm not kidding. I will go to Los Angeles and I'm like, 3 days later, I'm like, my gut is healing, my skin is clearing. This is
Yeah.
crazy. And you can be
I
eating the
feel
same
better.
things. Like, it's just they don't fry their food in the same kind of oils that we do and all that kind of stuff. So
Exactly.
yeah, and I'm like, I probably really weirded my family out, to be honest, because it's like I do like the boudin, I like the fried squirrel, I like that kind of stuff, but like a lot of the etouffees can be a little bit too much for me. And like, they joke. My parents tell me all the time, or my whole family, really, my brother, my boyfriend, they're like, "You're such an avocado girl, such an avocado girl." Like, yeah, I do be liking my green foods.
You like your good healthy fats and you do
I
carnivore
like my
stuff.
city girl food. I like my city girl food. Like, please give me a matcha. I want a matcha. I want some avocado toast and maybe some sourdough bread because that's good for your gut too.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true. That's true.
So, and honey on
Um,
everything.
do you cook? Do you like to
Oh
cook?
my God, yeah. Yes. I cook actually a lot of Italian dishes. Yeah, I gotta stay away from the pasta a little bit more
I
often. All right.
understand.
But with like the way that my family eats and whenever I'm cooking for them, I normally take the Italian route because I feel like I can make that food that tastes really fresh for me that I can really get into, but also like that's just good, unique food for them.
Yeah, right,
you
right.
know? So, like, literally, I think this was like a month ago, I had made an orzo bake, and my dad was like, "This is some weird rice." I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, it's like tiny pasta."
Oh, Dad. Yeah,
Yeah.
my daughter does. She's living at home right now for a little bit, and well, she's a junior in college, and she whips up some like Capri salads and just stuff
Oh.
that she works at uh crap, I can't remember the name. Heather V's, that's by
Oh, okay,
Jubin's,
okay,
you know what I'm
okay.
talking about.
Yeah.
She works there some. She's not there now, but she works there some during the summer. She learned how to whip up a lot of cool stuff from
Hmm.
paninis and all kinds of stuff that like
A
mom
Capri
and dad,
salad sounds so good right now,
it
actually.
doesn't it. I
Yeah.
would destroy it right now, totally. Totally. But instead I'll destroy the rotisserie chicken that I bought before we did this. It.
You have a
All right.
rotisserie chicken? I'm having Popeyes. My mom just came and brought us all some
Bam.
chicken.
Oh yeah. So it's a chicken kind of night.
It
It's a chicken
is.
kind of night. Quick choices. And I know the answer for this, but I'm going to ask it anyhow. Gumbo, jambalaya, a crawfish boil, barbecue, boudin, or cracklins.
Okay, here's the thing. I do have some honorable mentions. I would say boudin first. After that, tit for tat for me because they both kind of actually no. Second place is going to be my dad's, and it has to be my father's jambalaya. Um, you know how they have like the jambalaya like contests?
Oh yeah, I go
Yes.
to them. Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. So my dad he was friends with several of the judges, and he's never like wanted to cook or do anything for a competition. But he ended up making some jambalaya and bringing it to his job. And I don't remember if one of them was working there, how it ended up working, but I know two of the judges had ended up trying his jambalaya whenever he was there, and they were like, "Oh man, like this would have won." And whenever I tell you, it is that good. Oh, it's incredible. And this is the thing, and this is why the crawfish is third. Because for me, the crawfish I have to be in the mood for, but I always love a crawfish boil atmosphere, right?
Oh yeah, for
My
sure. Yeah, yeah,
dad,
yeah.
imagine the jambalaya. It's as rich as it can be, but it's like if people are coming over for a jambalaya, it's because my dad's meeting like some new, like let's say my cousin's got a new boyfriend. Like it's one of those kind of vibes, and it's the same crawfish boil kind of fun, but
Yeah.
it's just a little bit more like my family, like us, you
Yeah.
know, because it's my dad's jambalaya. Like he's not breaking that out for anybody, you know.
No, I gotta have some of your dad's jambalaya. That sounds amazing.
It's so great. We actually, that was probably one of my favorite memories with my managers is we had shot a little video up at my camp at Old River, and my dad made us all jambalaya that evening at the camp.
Oh,
It was
nice.
so fun.
Yeah,
So
I know
fun.
they loved it. I know they
Oh,
loved that.
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's like I can smell it right now.
I'm hungry. I knew this wouldn't take us long. I need to get hungry. If your music were a Louisiana dish, what would it be and why?
It would be gumbo. It would still be
Why
gumbo.
Why
Because
gumbo? Because
I
it's
literally,
a little bit
we
of
said this
everything.
earlier, my music's everything. I'm like,
Yeah.
throw it all in the pot. And also, let's be real, gumbo was initially called a poor man's pot, and I have been broke making this record.
Right?
Yeah.
You're living off gumbo, not ramen noodles at the moment. Popeyes and gumbo, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
100%. Look, Popeyes is like, we're living the life right now. Like, it's a
For
good
sure.
night.
Look, hey, you can't go wrong there at all.
Never.
I want Popeyes now. Though I
Yeah.
do love Blue Store chicken.
Blue
Have you
Store
had
chicken
Blue
is
Store
so
chicken?
okay. They are so good. My mom and I were talking about that. I was talking about that because she went and picked us up not too long ago, and it was a little bit spicier than usual. And I was like, "What's
yeah.
going on? Like, what's going on?" Because they do have such great chicken. Like,
They do.
it's so good.
They've got it.
I can't believe you brought that up. I'm like, man, it's like you've been at our house for the past week. Like all of these little things you're saying. I'm like, we're so
we are connecting. We are vibing. It doesn't surprise me. We hit it off the night we met.
I
So
know.
yeah.
We
And
really did.
we did, and I feel like I've known you my whole life, which is a weird thing to say, but just from that night, and
I
don't
know.
know, you're good people. That's
So are
why.
you. You were
So
like one
thank
of the
you.
few people I like walked away. There was a handful of people that I had met that weekend that I was like, this is really cool, you know? But like you were the one person who I feel like I remembered the most about our conversation like months after we had left. I was like, oh, I know this person. Like,
Right.
you know?
What you see is what you get.
100%. That's got to be what it was. I mean, obviously, whenever you're in that kind of environment, it's a lot of tit for tat on like who's putting on a face or not. And here's
Yeah.
the thing: I don't really have one to put on but my own. So
Yeah.
I'm just not a good
Understood.
liar, man.
Me either. I'm really not. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Look, people
Well,
ask
look-
me, they'll be like, "What are you doing here? Are you like friends with so and so?" And it's like, I'm here to network because I was told I'm supposed to.
And then,
Like,
I
what are
see
you here
that guy.
for? The
I'll
same
talk to
thing.
them for the rest of the night. They look like a lot cooler than everybody else here. They don't know what they're doing. They haven't figured it out yet, and we didn't. That's the first time I've ever been on stage for a performance, just on side stage and all.
It's fun.
And
I will say this. You'll never, in my opinion, watching shows, unless you're going to go watch like a stadium show or something that's like just very, like you have to visual, let's put it that way. Unless you're going to go watch a very visual show that's just like got the props and all sorts of stuff, you're going to want to be side stage for the rest of your life. After you have that experience, it's just so pleasurable to be like, oh, I like this song. I'm going to go listen to this song. Now I'm going to go get a drink with my friend backstage, and it's not going to blow my ears out.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So
It's
great.
amazing. It's not nearly as loud on the stage as you would think it would be. The only bad thing is you can't hear the singer very well. Like
Yeah.
Justin Moore, because I mean, it makes sense. He doesn't have a monitor coming back. He's got in-ear monitors, but his speakers are pumping out to the crowd.
Right.
So that's what you're hearing is that.
Right.
Actually,
And
I
I
can
will
hear
say
him.
that's probably the best, that particular show, that's probably the best you're going to hear their voice sound side stage, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
But
'cause
you
it's
can
like, it was a
feel
big
the
festival.
band. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But it's still really cool to just just be there. It just
Oh yeah,
be like, oh
it's
yeah,
cool to
you see
watch
people
people.
waving.
It's cool to watch people like on the edge of their element, if that makes any
Yeah,
sense. It's like when
totally.
they're on stage, they're in their element. But like
Yes.
that's where I think you really also see like a lot of true character is on the edge of someone's element, because it's like
Hmm.
all of their emotions are super super heightened, and they're about to go into the most intense, passionate part of their life. But they're on the edge of that, so it's like they're very, very most artists, and I know I can even be myself. I can be very, very touchy. I can be very, very focused. But at the same time, I am in a professional setting and I am about to do something I love and I have to be appreciative. And it's like there's so much going on at once for that person. That's
Yeah.
where you really can test somebody's character. It's like, see how they are on an hour before a show. Just check on that, you know?
Mm,
So
that's true.
it's part
That's
of it.
true.
It's cool to watch behind the scenes.
It is. It's totally cool. And speaking of behind the scenes, I understand that there is a guitar in front of you,
There must
and
be.
if you would love to, you would be the first person to ever play a song on Tigs Bits. Taylor
Okay.
Hicks, the great Taylor Hicks, American Idol's Taylor Hicks. We had him on the show, and he did harmonica us in and out, but he didn't play a full song. So it would be an honor if you would play whatever your little heart desires.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you a verse course of Devil's Den. How does that sound?
Oh, that sounds like fun.
I'm on the verge of some regret. Got a lot of I ain't been there yet. Too busy turns into wasted time. Yeah. Who would wanna live like that? Never knowing where the good stuff's at. So I traded in my penny for a mad band. Well, have you ever been to the Devil's Den, where your sins wash down in the water? You'll never find peace of mind stashing away your dollars. So give it a go. Hit the road, grab some friends, get lost in booze. I got good news. There's no such thing as a traveler's blues. No, 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 no. There you go.
Wow. Damn. I cannot wait to hear this song. That was freaking incredible.
Thank
Incredible.
you.
And I've
I'm
been
so
seeing,
excited.
I
Actually,
can't wait.
side note, the vocals were recorded in New Orleans.
Were they really? Okay, well,
Oh
that's
yeah,
perfect.
yeah. I mean, the
What?
song's got so much soul in it as it is. So I was like, what,
Yes.
we're just gonna go record this and do it the right way. So I did all of the music in Nashville, and then I recorded the vocals in NOLA, and they are the
Okay.
best vocals I've ever laid down on a track. I worked my butt off for those
Nice.
harmonies, the leads. I impressed myself with it, to be honest.
Good.
I'm very proud of it. So I really hope that you love it.
Oh, hey, well, I already do love it. I can't wait to hear the whole thing. I think everybody listening is going to go download it right now. It is
I
out
hope
when
so.
you see this show. Go download it right now
Pre-save
everywhere.
it, go stream it, whatever. Oh, this will be by the time this podcast is up, my song will be out. So just go stream it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Go and do it and go support her. Where
Yes.
where is Devil's Den?
Okay, so Devil's Den, and I think we're gonna do something, and I'll just announce this to you. But Devil's Den is in Florida. It is a cave that is like
Mm-hmm.
a pit of water, right? Where the sun shines through perfectly in morning, evening. Gorgeous. It has like a stairway that goes down into it. And I saw a picture of it, obviously, whenever I was like 16. And I was like, oh my God, I want to go. And like at the time, Instagram was like the thing, right? Like back when you could only post one picture and everything was in chronological order.
Yes.
So, it's like you go on there and then you go to Pinterest, and that was like the place to be for teenage girls. And I remember seeing it on Instagram, turned around, looked it up on Pinterest, and I was like, I have to take pictures there. Like, I love that place. And I wanted to go so bad. So I ended up writing Devil's Den, and I said if I were to release it, I was like, I have to go. Well, the way that everything has kind of turned out with just like trying to tell a story with the record and timing and finances, I haven't been able to go yet. And I was really upset about it because I was like, I feel like a hypocrite. Like, I haven't even been to Devil's Den and I'm releasing this song. So what I decided to do is we're going to do all these songs. We have a story that we're telling with every cover, everything. I'm very intentional with everything that I do.
I've kind of caught on to that. Like I've figured out, oh, this girl's got it. She's doing this on purpose, and you it's brilliant.
Yes,
it's brilliant.
Everything is very intentional. Every background, every outfit, everything. And I think what I decided to do is I was like, well, we're going to stick to the story that I'm telling. And I don't want to just have this beautiful scene of Devil's Den, which obviously it was inspired by, but I was like, we're not just going to go there to shoot a music video if it doesn't work with the story I'm saying, right? But once the whole album is released and, we've said the story, we've shown how it's going to go, I want to do something special to rehash every song on the record. So I thought about, for one, doing it in the setting where one of the songs I wrote when I was sitting on my pier at the camp. So I want to do a live video of it at the camp, right? Sitting on the pier. So like basically just rehashing the truth behind some of the songs, or maybe one have like a live version, another one we maybe have a cool lyric video. For Devil's Den, I would really like to do a lyric video. I would like to do an updated version of a video of an old song that I have out, but it be to Devil's Den, and it would be a home footage video of me just getting me and my friends, and we go to Devil's Den. And it would literally all be shot on a camcorder, and it would just be a vacation.
That sounds like fun. That's exactly what you need to do. Get a Super 8. Like, go retro and get like a Super 8, or film it on like a literal 90s camcorder.
That could
go
be
buy
dope.
one on eBay and just
look. And we're all about the vintage stuff, through and through, like the clothes, just down to everything that we can get, video footage, photography. We love a guitar, a good vintage guitar. We're all about that kind of stuff, right? So that's really what I'd like to do, because I think I've put in so much work with trying to tell a story and being so precise with how I've cut the songs and when we're going to release. And, you're focused on the business aspect of it right now.
Right.
Once it's out, I'm just going to have fun. That's what I want to do. I want to get back in a good artist space where it's like, I'll be at that point preparing album number 2. So it's like, I'll be getting back into some work, but I want to have time to let these songs breathe and be what they're supposed to be for me as a creative again. Because I think that's
important. I think that's important as a creative, to let it breathe. All right, you poured your heart and soul into this project. Let's enjoy it for a minute. Let it breathe. Tour, do that. Let's talk about that real quick. But you tour and go through all of that. But you have to somehow come back to who you are today, sitting here in front of me. You have to come back to be that person, so you can make that next album. You can't just...
That's exactly what I'd want to do, is I just would kind of want to rehash the purpose behind the song, And I'm so big on just whenever I write a song, that's like the height of, that's the better part of my spirit, is the best way for me to put it. So whenever I'm working on it and making the music sound perfect and figuring out the marketing, that's all business. That is me being strategic, working my butt off. So it's I have to get back in this element of it's kind of like a moment where you say, oh, where was I? And then I can start writing again and putting together album number 2. But I have to remember, where was I before I can do that?
Yeah, that's exactly
and that's what that is for me.
It keeps you grounded and rooted in your roots.
100%. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, look, We've been going for almost an hour and a half here. I love that. I knew I had a feeling this would happen, and we could keep going another hour and a half, but we'll save it for that promise of a comeback on show. But
100%.
I'm holding you to it. You know I am.
Oh yeah, you got my number.
I do. I do. Tell everybody where they can follow you, how to keep up with your shows, and where can they see you.
All of my shows, all of my updates will all be on my social media, and it's under TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the things, YouTube, McKenzie Claire Knapps. So McKenzie Knapps, and then Claire is Claire. So McKenzie Claire Knapps.
I love it. I love it. It's awesome, and it'll be down in the comments or in wherever you're watching this video at as well. I'll have links to all of her stuff. I mean, can you deny it? I think this has been one of the best guests that we've ever had on the show. I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Guest of the Year 2025 nominee right here tonight. Facts. Facts. Absolute facts.
I'm about to
think
go
everybody
inside
watching
and
would
tell my
agree.
mom you said that.
It's true.
That's gonna be that's
true.
gonna be my what I use in the house this week. You know, like you gotta like cling to something to keep you. Like we have rankings over here. That'll be how I keep my ranking as top.
Oh, please do.
I'll be like, look, Brantley said.
That's exactly
that
right.
I was the best guest.
It is true. It is true.
I appreciate
There's
it.
still a little bit of
I've had a
time
great
left
time.
in the year, but they better hurry up. They better hurry up.
Nah, don't hurry up. I don't need competition.
They're not
I don't
coming.
want
Don't worry.
competition. I don't
You're
want
not-
competition.
Ain't nobody else busted out a guitar and sang like you, girl. Not a chance.
But I know you know some cool people, so you know. Honestly,
We'll
you could
see.
probably get your little 13-year-old boy on here, and it'd be a fun time too.
It would be fun. He has been on. I brought him on for a little bit. I need to do that again. That's a good idea. We need to bring Riley on and go tit for tat and see if I can 6-7 him up.
Look, a good Gen Z. Is he a Gen Z or is that what he is? Gen Z or Alpha?
I guess so.
Is there another Alpha?
Is there another generation after Z?
Yes,
I don't know.
there's Gen Z and then there's Gen Alpha. And Gen
I think
Alpha is scary. I'm
I
technically
think he's Gen Z.
Oh,
I think
okay.
no.
I'm an
he's gotta
elder
be
Gen
Alpha.
Z though.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
he's
probably. I don't know.
Gen Z.
I need to figure that out. That's a good question. I really don't know.
Yeah. I mean, regardless though, 13, he's like right on the cusps anyway. Like if he's saying 6, 7, yeah, you need to get that kid on here.
Facts.
You need to get that kid on here.
Well, look, everybody, y'all go follow her everywhere. Stream the new single. Stream anyways. Listen to it over and over and over and over again. Help her out. And I know it helps. I know it helps her. And if she's playing somewhere live, go see her. Go see her. Well, McKenzie, thank you so much for hanging out. That was a ton of fun.
That was
This
awesome.
is what it's all
Thank you
about.
for
This is
having
what
me.
it's all about. You are welcome. It's great people, good stories, and a whole lot of Louisiana flavor. That's what we do on Tigs Bits.
Yeah,
No
we ain't
doubt.
running from the spice.
We'll see you next time.